It's Andreas here, welcome back to my poker channel. In one of my last videos I've mentioned that I wanted to take a longer break from poker, and I finally have. I've been in Southeast Asia doing some yoga and Muay Thai, and it has definitely helped me get a little bit better, because last year I've noticed after the World Series that I didn't really enjoy my wins as much anymore. I think my emotions were quite a bit suppressed, more so than in any previous year, and I didn't really like that. So I'm now a bit more mindful of taking some breaks. In today's video, I want to talk about the top 3 reasons why one would still win at poker in 2025, the reasons that are still true today. And that is, in my opinion, the third biggest reason is your volume. Tracking also how many hours you play, in which environments, and how much you can win if you're a winning player is really important. And it will definitely improve your bankroll if you play more hours when it counts, when the games are good, and you know exactly when to put in the effort. The second biggest reason for me is poker skill. It's not the top reason, but it's, of course, your knowledge of the game tree, what to do before the flop, what to do when, for example, the flop is checked, the turn is checked, and what your strategy should look like on the river is really important. And the way I would go about it is you look for high frequency situations, things that you do over and over again that are also for a lot of money. So they're frequent and they're important, and they're maybe also bigger pots. But there's also a fallacy where you always look at big pots, but you kind of neglect the high frequency small pots. For example, in a poker tournament, what is really important is, what do you do when you open on the button, the big blind calls, and you have a flop texture? To have like a little bit of a plan on every single flop. What do you do in these situations as the big blind and as the button? Because it's something that comes up all the time. And then also when you open a little bit from an earlier position, like the cutoff or hijack or under the gun even, and then look at those situations and then look at the similarities and differences. So that I think is really important to cover when it comes to the strategy. And the top reason is really your game selection. Playing against better players than you will make you lose, right? So either you work on the second thing, your skill, or you only play in environments where you're certain you can win. And that sometimes asks from you a lot, because sometimes you need to put your pride aside or your ego and play in games where you think you're clearly a winner, where you also might not have that small win rate where variance can be very brutal, and you will have some insane downswings. You can also be a little bit too safe on that side and try to only play in environments where you have a large win rate. Maybe I have a little bit that problem sometimes, where I don't take those small edges in poker to endure not too much variance. You can also have that problem, but in general I think it's really a good idea, especially early if you're building a bankroll. It's very important that you game select well, and that can sometimes mean that you travel, you change countries, you try to play online in an environment where it's ring fenced. Maybe it's in another country and you don't have access to it. You have to make sometimes a lot of sacrifices to cater to that requirements. Game selection is really something that gets underestimated a lot, and I think it's the top reason why people win at poker. Specifically, if we're talking some random private game that nobody has access to, but some player that just knows these people in that game, but he might not be that good of a poker player. It's just better than the people that are playing in a high stakes game. Sometimes that happens. It might never happen to us, but it's just an example of how people win at poker. So there you have it. First of all, work on your volume, skill, and then game select well. And I think, even if you're just playing some of the time, if you were mindful of these 3 things, you can become a small winner at poker if you're always having a look for these. And I think that's already good. Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.